Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. What is this video, you might ask? What are you watching? Well, my name is Kyger Kawhi, this is my video that you are watching, and today we are on Pokemon Showdown, all things that you can see, and we are here to play some VGC Competitive Pokemon. And the reason we are doing this on Pokemon Showdown rather than the games Pokemon Sword and Shield is because I want to, throughout the course of this series, which I'm hoping to do this as an ongoing thing, tweak this team. I want to make a really good VGC team. I basically, at the end of this, my end goal is to use Pokemon Showdown to build and test VGC teams, and then once I like one that I want to try to get to Master Ball tier in the online ranked ladders of Sword and Shield. That is a tongue twister, if I do say so myself. Yeah, see if we can get the team at the end of this to Master Ball. This team that I have built might even be able to do it, but this is just a jumping off point. Basically, my thought process is I threw this team together, definitely not perfect by a long shot. This is kind of an early metagame, more or less team, has some stuff that really isn't maybe as popular now, but I threw together a team just based on Pokemon that I thought would work together and cover each other's weaknesses, and I played a few test battles with it, which gave me the idea for this series. But we're about to dive into some battles. What I want you to do is leave some comments down below. You don't have to do it now. You know, at the end of this video or at any point, leave a comment down below of maybe some Pokemon you think I should add to this team, or Pokemon you think I should remove from this team and replace, you know, that kind of thing. Basically, any adjustments you think I should do to this team, whether that's stats, moves, abilities, items, let me know, because essentially, I guess I should explain this a little bit better. My goal with this is to get better at VGC competitive Pokemon. I want to learn how to play competitive Pokemon because I have very, very limited experience with VGC. It's something I really only started dabbling into this year. Never even gone to an actual tournament. So just so we're on the same page here, you and me, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I am using this as a learning experience, as a practicing experience, as a team building, practice experience to help me with everything from battling, team building, because I would say I have a decent understanding of how to play competitive Pokemon as far as the gameplay, but team building is mainly where I want to get better. So I want you, the people watching this video, to comment and interact with me, and this is going to be a series where we work on this together to get better at team building and hopefully build a really cool team that is really good. And I'm hoping to maybe throw in some unique strategies as well, because my goal for building a team is have a team that can handle all of the main things. Like in VGC, I know there's, Venusaur in the sun, so like Torkoal, Venusaur, Excadrill, Tyranitar, Trick Room, Dusclops, and then Trick Room Pokemon. So there's all these different things, Lapras, different strategies. Another one, Colossal and Dragapult with Weakness Policy and Steam Engine. There's lots of strategies. So I want my team, obviously, at the end of this, our team, not just mine, to be able to handle everything that's out there, and if possible, if at all possible, have some maybe unexpected strategies so that when I'm going up against people, I want to be able to have a positive matchup against all these sort of different cores, Pokemon cores as you would call them. And I also want to maybe do that in a unique or creative way. So now that that's all on the table, that is what we are doing here. Welcome to the video. That was like a 5-minute long intro, but who cares? I just got home from work, still rocking out in my work clothes, but we're diving into this. I'll do a quick rundown of the team, and then we'll get some battles in, and then again, maybe I'll make some adjustments based on how the battles go. And again, you can leave your feedback in the comments down below what you think. But if you think this video series is a cool idea, if you enjoy, if you think you might want to watch more of this, don't hesitate to leave a like and maybe go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. So, Dragapult here is our first Pokemon with the Life Orb item, boosting attack, clear body, so his stats can't be lowered because this is a physical attacking Dragapult, which does typically like to Dynamax. This is what I had in mind with Phantom Force, Dragon Darts, and Fly, and Protect. Being just really fast too. This is really to deal with other Dragapults and then other Dusclops and Mimikyu, so other ghost types and dragon types pretty much. That's what this Dragapult is meant to do, is just kind of blow them back. and be really powerful. Not really set on how I like this Dragapult. This is probably one member I would be most willing to change up its set. But I'm open, again, I'm open to any suggestions, and I really, really want to hear your guys' feedback, because like I said, I'm trying to learn and get better. I want this to be a collaborative experience where we all share our collective knowledge to get better at the game. The next Pokemon we have here on the team, though, is Excadrill, Sand Rush ability, which means its speed is doubled in the when the sandstorm's up, and that's why it pairs well with Tyranitar, which we'll talk about in a minute, because Tyranitar obviously sets the weather sandstorm for us. So that's going to make Excadrill twice as fast, which is really, really huge and important. And it's holding the Focus Sash item just because I know from my limited experience with watching VGC content, other content creators on YouTube, that Focus Sash is a good item for Excadrill because it is relatively frail. You want it to be able to stick around for multiple turns to do as much damage as possible. And then we just give it the coverage moves, really standard set for Excadrill. It's fast, it's powerful, and it's got high horsepower, Iron Head, Rock Slide, and Protect. That's basically it. This is another, again, very standard. This whole team is super standard, so don't judge me because I want to get better and be able to think outside the box. But like I said, team building is not my forte. I think I'm better at battling than I am team building. So this is, I'm focusing on my weaknesses and I want to get better. So let's do this. So please don't roast me too hard. We got weakness policy Tyranitar. Again, with Sandstream, summoning the Sandstorm when it switches in. This is also one where this Tyranitar definitely appreciates Dynamaxing as well. Being able to get its weakness policy, Rock Slide, Crunch, Protect, Earthquake. Just a solid stab moves, same type moves with Crunch and Rock Slide. And then Earthquake. I have Earthquake because everything on my team has Protect, so I can always safely go for Earthquake as long as I didn't Protect the last turn. So that's why Earthquake is on Tyranitar. Where normally it would obviously hit my ally Pokemon. Then we have a specially defensive Arcanine with Will-O-Wisp, Snarl, Psychic Fangs, and Protect. This one I actually had to change up. One of the first couple practice games I got absolutely destroyed by a Lapras, and I think that is the one really glaring weakness I've noticed so far with this team, is it is pretty weak to Lapras. So I put Psychic Fangs in order to be able to break through the Aurora Veil, which is Lapras's Gigantamax signature ability. But again, this thing has Intimidate and Leftovers. Obviously, Intimidate cutting the opponent's attack. It's meant to, like, really hinder the opponent's offense, with Snarl lowering the opponent's special attack, and Will-O-Wisp and Intimidate lowering physical attack. And then again, Psychic Fangs to help break through the Aurora Veil, which I just said. So he's bulky, especially defensive investment there. Dusclops is meant to stop other opponents going for Trick Room. I have two very fast Pokemon here. My main offense here, really fast. I don't have a Trick Room mode on this team at all. This is anti-Trick Room. Dusclops with Imprison, Ally Switch, Protect, and Nightshade. Obviously, if you go for Imprison in front of another Dusclops, I just realized this isn't going to stop Trick Room because I don't have Trick Room on this. I'm just going to put Trick Room on this so I can reverse it. Basically, that's what I want to do. In my mind, I thought Imprison would stop Trick Room, but it only works if I also have Trick Room on the Pokemon. But I want Ally Switch, Protect, and Nightshade with Trick Room. So I'm actually glad I'm talking this out loud, because when I quickly built this team, I didn't even think about that. But you know, if you guys know anything about VGC, Dusclops is super bulky with this item, Eviolite. It just doubles its defense and special defense. Not double, sorry, 1.5 times. Frisk ability lets me see the opponent's items. That's what that does. And then we have Nightshade, Protect, Ally Switch, Trick Room, as I mentioned. Again, specially defensive, super bulky Dusclops. And then again, to help with the Lapras from the water side, because I do have 3 water weaknesses, we have Storm Drain Gastrodon with the berry that gives us back health once we get down to 25%. And this is also a supportive but physically defensive support Pokemon with Scald, another chance to potentially burn a physical attacker. Icy Wind to slow things speeds down. It's speed stat, obviously. Clear Smog, if something is boosting its stats, we can get rid of that. And then Protect to protect ourselves. So that is the rundown of the team I've quickly thrown together so far. Hope you guys like this background. This is my channel art made by FieryDance. Make sure to go check him out on Twitter. Awesome artwork if you need any artwork done. GFX type stuff. But we're going to hop into VGC 2020. Whoops. I don't know where I put the team. Here it is. I have to put it in there. Team 1. Team 1 is what that is. Here we go. Put it in my team. There you go. This is what I wanted to do. Let's jump in. Let's do a couple battles. This was a super long intro. My hair is going all over the place too. But I wanted to make sure I explained everything about what this series is and get you guys all up to speed. But now let's get into the fun part, which is testing out this team in battle. And I am going to be making notes too of things that I experience, and then I'm also going to make sure to make note of things that you comment as far as suggestions, weaknesses, ways you think I can improve this team. But let's look, because we need to figure out who we want to lead off with. A Gengar. This opponent has a Gengar, which Gengar isn't too common in this metagame right now. 2 ghost types. So my own Dragapult is looking pretty good. We also have to be worried about the Incineroar, Braviary. So let's look at this. My gut instinct here is that Tyranitar looks really good here. Tyranitar has a positive matchup against everything except Rotom, and even doesn't do bad against Rotom with Dynamax weakness policy and the Sandstream boosting his special defense. So I kind of want to keep him in the back. I want to lead with, I think, my own Dragapult. And then I think I want to lead... This doesn't look like a Trick Room team. Maybe I want to slow it down. I actually kind of want to lead Dragapult, Gastrodon. The reason I'm thinking Gastrodon is so that I can like potentially Icy Wind and slow down my opponent's Dragapult so that I can become faster. So we're going to do that, and then I think I am just going to put Tyranitar and Excadrill in the back. I kind of want to do that. So here comes the Incineroar and the Rotom Wash, which is not really what I thought. The Gastrodon is nice because if my opponent can't go for a water type move, but they wouldn't really want to because I don't have any. Dragapult isn't weak to water, so I don't really need to worry about the Rotom right now. The Rotom might honestly switch out. It really doesn't have a great matchup here, but this Incineroar does indeed. He could just go for Parting Shot. So let's see, if I go for Protect, I could go for Scald into Incineroar. I kind of want to scout that out and think, because what I'm thinking, no, Parting Shot isn't going to work because Incineroar can't Parting Shot Dragapult because of this Clear Body. But just in case like a Dark type move comes out, I'm going to Protect and then go for Scald. Oh, Rotom goes for Nasty Plot. Okay, that's actually not so great. And then Incineroar goes for Scald, which unfortunately lowers my special attack. So the other thing I can do here now is I could go for a Fly. I kind of want to go for, actually I want to go for a Phantom Force into Rotom. And then I want to Clear Smog because this is a, oh, okay. So I dodge this Snarl. So Rotom goes for Protect. Dragapult vanishes because Phantom Force is a 2-turn move. Incineroar just goes for another Snarl, which continually lowers Gastrodon's special attack. So Gastrodon can't really do anything to hit very hard. But now Rotom is going to take a Phantom Force, and then I can also... which might just KO it, but if not, I'm still going to try to get rid of its special attack boost by going for Clear Smog, which, again, gets rid of stat boost, which is really good for Gastrodon to have to deal with opponents that want to set up. Which Nasty Plot Rotom I don't think is super common in the metagame, but I'm glad I brought it. So that did 60%, pops the Citrus Berry, so goes for another Nasty Plot. So Incineroar is just completely weakening Gastrodon's special attack. So we now have completely wasted that Rotom's turn. Do I want a Dynamax here? Or go for Protect? Okay, let me think about it. So we now know 3 of the opponent's Pokemon. Dragapult, Incineroar, and Rotom. So that means most likely it's either Braviary or Excadrill in the back. So I feel like it's a good idea to Dynamax here, but not if I just get knocked out. I'm just gonna go for this. Oh, well, I timed out because I was thinking too much. Well, I fly. Okay. I go for Fly and Scald by default. Dragapult Dynamaxes and uses a turn to boost its speed. If I can live another one, I'm actually just going to go for Clear Smog into Dragapult. Because Dragapult's going to move first, so as long as Gastrodon can live a hit, which it can, and as long as Rotom doesn't also double down onto Gastrodon. So we get a Fly off. Nasty Plot. Okay, so Rotom is now boosting its speed. We dropped Dragapult's speed. But I did move first when it wasn't boosted. Okay, so I'm actually gonna max Airstream the Dragapult again. And then I'm gonna Clear Smog the Rotom. So I'm Dynamaxing. Okay, so Rotom protects. That's unfortunate because I lost the speed tie. Okay. Alright, and I wasted my Dynamax. So that was actually probably the worst possible scenario here. So I have to send in Tyranitar to get the sand up. I'm just going to go for the... Rotom protected last time, so I'm going to go for the Crunch on it. And also Clear Smog it, just to get rid of its stat. Ooh, Dragon Darts comes out. Hits both of my... Okay, Rotom is just really wanting to set up. But I'm gonna KO it here. I'm gonna KO it. That's good. That's good. So the Incineroar or the Gengar is actually the last Pokemon. There's no reason I don't just click Earthquake to get rid of that thing. Or do I get rid of the Dragapult? Honestly, neither of them really does a great job against Tyranitar. So I'm just going to hit Earthquake and Protect to go for both. Really interesting that Incineroar wasn't the switch in. So right now the Pokemon that I picked are pretty good for this matchup. Obviously having the Dark and Ground types. Okay. So Dragapult Phantom Forces. Sludge Wave doesn't do much at all to Tyranitar. We take the... Oh, the Gengar goes down. The Focus Sash doesn't matter. I'm going to Protect and switch in Excadrill. Alright, so what my thought here is I'm switching in Excadrill and I'm protecting because I think... Okay, the Fake Out and the Phantom Force both went into the Protect. So that was a really good prediction there. So now we have super fast Excadrill in Sand Rush with Focus Sash still intact. I can reset because right now Tyranitar's attack is weakened. So what I'm going to do on this turn is switch out into Gastrodon with Tyranitar so that I can reset the attack being lowered. And then potentially if I can keep Gastrodon alive for enough turns, I might be able to even reset the Sand. And then I think I have to get rid of the Incineroar, but in case of a possible Protect, I'm just going to click Rock Slide with Excadrill. Okay, and the Dragapult goes for Protect. So I didn't have to predict. I just get the Rock Slide off, and I get the Rock Slide flinch. And then Sandstorm is going to chip them down. But I am just gonna... Again, I want to be able to get the sand back up. So I'm clicking protect. Actually, no, I should click Icy Wind to slow down. And then I think I need to just get Dragapult out of here. Because once Dragapult's gone... Okay. Dragapult lands the double protect. I should have clicked Rock Slide again. I live on Focus Sash. And Incineroar is going to go down to another attack. So I actually think I can Scald Incineroar with Gastrodon and just click Rock Slide. That way I don't have to worry about protects. Oh, wait. Actually, I need to switch in Tyranitar to get the sand back up and then go for Rock Slide. I almost made a mistake there. I didn't realize the sand went away that turn. But that was my whole point. Is one of my points is I wanted to keep Gastrodon in so that I could switch it out into Tyranitar, get the sand back up, be faster, go for Rock Slide, Incineroar is gone, and then Dragapult. Yeah, Dragapult cannot take out both. So I switch in Gastrodon. I'm going to protect with Tyranitar and go for Icy Wind. Actually, that was probably a bad idea. Oh, okay. Well, Dragapult's just going to go down to the Sandstorm this turn. So, okay, they forfeit. Yeah, because all I had to do was protect. He couldn't take me out with... both my Pokemon remaining out with just one Phantom Force, and the Sandstorm was still chipping him away, even when he was hiding in another dimension. So, alright, we're probably going to get one more battle in before the end of this one. So far, that was a really good matchup for this team, and the Pokemon that I brought worked really well. My opponent could have done a lot better, I think, without Gengar. Gengar got one shot, did absolutely nothing. So I think if my opponent would have brought Excadrill, it would have been a much harder... battle for me, especially if that opposing Excadrill was also Sand Rush, where it has the speed boost in the sand, because then it would have been just as fast as my Excadrill. But let's hop into another one, see if we get a different type of matchup, and see if we can pull off a 2-0 victory today. So this is 100% a Gigantamax Machamp team, and the reason I know that is because Gigantamax Machamp plus Inteleon is something new with Inteleon's new ability Sniper, boosting critical hit damage, and Gigantamax Machamp's ability boosting the percentage chance of critical hits. So I would imagine this is going to be Machamp, Inteleon, Incineroar, and then possibly like defensive Clefable. I don't honestly it's most likely those three, and then the other two Pokemon, the other three, I mean, it could either be Clefable, Frosmoth, or Drapion for the fourth Pokemon, but none of them are really that good. This is a really interesting team. Okay, so I see Drapion also has that same Sniper ability. So let's take a look here. I mean, again, Excadrill Tyranitar just seems like a really, really hard lead for my opponent. And also, so does Intimidate Arcanine. So, well, Tyranitar is actually a bad matchup. So I think I kind of want to lead Dragapult. Yeah, I'm going to lead Dragapult Arcanine. And because I think he might just lead straight off with the Machamp and Inteleon lead. Because that's basically all that this team does. And this means I can't be affected by Intimidate with Dragapult. So we got those two, and then who do we want to bring in the back? Because again, Dragapult honestly deals with a lot of things, but not Clefable. So maybe we do bring T-Tar Excadrill in the back if we can get rid of Machamp. Yeah, that's going to be my priority, is getting rid of the Machamp so that I can win the game in the end with... But we actually have Incineroar Clefable as the lead. So I really don't know what the idea is here. So I'm going to protect my Dragapult. And I guess switch out into Tyranitar? Or I could double protect. Let me double protect to Scout, because I have no idea what they're going to do here with the Clefable in VGC. So, okay, the Fake Out happens, and the Dazzling Gleam happens. Okay. Okay. So that's actually fine. So what I am gonna do is go for the Phantom Force into Clefable, and then I am gonna switch in Excadrill. My Focus Sash is gonna... Ooh, I could get my weakness policy from the Dazzling Gleam. That's what I'm gonna do, because I'm imagining another Dazzling Gleam coming out, and I want the weakness policy... Oh, actually... So nothing happened that turn, but except I got Sandstorm up. So Phantom Force. I can Dynamax and boost my special defense. So that's what I'm going to do. I actually think I'm going to Dynamax Tyranitar and go for Max Quake into Incineroar to boost my special defense. Okay, whatever. Phantom Force. Clefable's dead right now, but with the Max Quake. Okay, the Parting Shot comes out. Alright. And here comes Machamp. And Inteleon. So I actually don't like this Machamp because it's gonna Dynamax and it's gonna go for the fighting move into Tyranitar. But that's a really easy call for me to just go for a Max Guard because okay, yeah, my attack stat is just absolutely demolished. So Machamp is actually a problem here. I'm gonna go for the Max Guard. Okay. So I Protect. I go for Fly, Darkest Lariat, and Chi Strike. So I get the double Protect. I waste the first turn of Dynamax. Then I go for Fly, and then I have to switch back into... So unfortunately, I am going to burn my last turn of Dynamax, but it's better than completely losing Tyranitar. Because that Chi Strike is going to destroy Tyranitar. So I have to switch out Tyranitar into Arcanine to get the Intimidate off to lower Machamp's attack. And just not lose, and just absolutely not lose Tyranitar in one hit. So we get the Intimidate on both, which is nice. Fly does quite a bit of damage to Machamp. That's fine. That's totally fine. Chi Strike, okay. So the Chi Strike I don't like. I do not like the Inteleon got the Chi Strike. Is that Guts or No Guard Machamp? I can't risk it. I'm going to Phantom Force the Inteleon and Snarl because I actually want... Okay. Alright, so Snipe Shot, super effective critical hit. That's probably guaranteed crits. Which, okay, so because he has no guard, shoot, that actually boosted their defense. That's not great. And my Dynamax is gone. Because now this turn, I'm locked in the Phantom Force. I have to go for Protect. I really hope this Phantom Force is enough to KO Inteleon. Or else I'm not going to be able to win this. So I Protect Tyranitar. That's not enough to KO Inteleon. And Ice Beam KOs Dragapult. Okay. And Dynamic Punch. Okay. Okay. I guess I Rock Slide and try to hit the double protect, because basically I can guarantee Inteleon gets KO'd. And that gives chip damage on Machamp. I don't get the double protect. I hit them both with Rock Slide. Dynamic Punch brings me down to Sash. So he targeted the wrong target, but that confuses me. Oh boy. The confusion is bad on Excadrill. Oh, I forgot about Dynamic Punch doing that. Okay, so that's really bad, actually. The only thing that I can do here... I need to look at something real quick. Machamp versus... Excadrill. High horsepower technically does a little bit more, but it has a chance to miss. But I'm gonna go for the protect. And the fake out goes to the Tyranitar. Oh, Bullet Punch Machamp. Oh no. Well, they had a guaranteed win condition with that. I couldn't have stopped that. And there's no way I'm living a Dynamic Punch. So I just gotta click Earthquake. Oh wow, it almost lived. I'm faster than the Machamp. Flare Blitz Burn. Dynamic Punch KOs. Oh dang, I could have won that. With a little bit more chip damage on Machamp, I could have won that. So, GG to a Fly Guy 95. Thank you for that battle. That was awesome. And it definitely... So now I have to think about... It's my first time going up against the Inteleon Machamp team. So... Let me think here about that matchup and what I might be able to do against it. So obviously I need, like, I don't have any like really good psychic or flying moves besides Fly on Dragapult. And like I have this problem. I think the biggest problem with my team is I don't have a dedicated Dynamax Pokemon. And I feel like it kind of works negatively where both Dragapult and Excadrill and even Tyranitar they all kind of want to Dynamax. So I think I need to build a team that is really primarily focused on like one, maybe two Dynamax users instead of like most of the team wanting to Dynamax, because then I feel like I'm losing out on like a support Pokemon or like a Pokemon that functions well just without Dynamax, which Excadrill definitely does. But I think Tyranitar and Dragapult both want the Dynamax, and like in that match, it would have been really good for Tyranitar to Dynamax there at the end, but I had already done it with Dragapult, so... And I just have nothing to... Okay, so the other problem is I have nothing to hit water type super effectively on this team. So that's definitely a huge weakness. So if you guys have any suggestions of what you think, you know, switching out some Pokemon or switching out some move sets, you know, even if we just go back to the drawing board and if you drop a team below that you want me to try, like a brand new team, again, I'm not attached to this team. The end goal of this is to practice my team building skills and build a team that is like top tier, really, really good VGC team for the current metagame. So I definitely need to be able to deal with Inteleon better because I didn't have a way to deal with it. Yeah, and the fact that Machamp got that, I didn't know that it could hit me through Phantom Force, so that's something that No Guard, that was something I learned. No Guard goes through Phantom Force and Fly. So I actually need to make a note of that. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to make the screen go away. But yeah, I'm just going to make a note of that, but that's really, I'm going to let this video end here. It's been a long video, but yeah, make sure to leave a comment of some suggestions, and let me know if you guys are excited for this series to continue. I definitely want to do more VGC stuff, and I'm excited to build a really good team, put it in Sword and Shield, and then try to get to Master Ball. So this is definitely a series that could take some time, but I hope you guys are enjoying the concept, and we'll stick around for the ride. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!